You see that one? That's in 1968. That was 18 with this one.
When Linda Williams looks at pictures of her younger self, she feels nostalgic.
That's what it is. Bring back the good old days that are no longer around. Do you mind if I cut these lights out? Because our electric bill is like, shh.
The 70-year-old woman is conscious of electricity use as she needs to power her oxygen tanks. Linda loves her apartment of 40 years, where she raised her family. But 2 years ago, things changed when Zara bought her building and renovating the facade. She started to have breathing problems. Now, she must be on oxygen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's on a 25-foot cord, and I use it when I sleep. When I use the portable one on the roller, I use this when I go to any other part of my home, which is the living room, the dining room, or the kitchen.
Linda is suffering from hypertension and takes many medications.
See, they didn't tell people to put plastic over your window so the dust didn't come in. They just told them to keep the windows closed. So I was breathing so much dust and air pollutions, and I got so sick.
The rebricking of the building was one of the major capital improvements, or MCI, done by Zara. Since its takeover in 2012, it has legally increased the rent for 12 renovations, including the re-cementing of the parking lot. Although the tenants were charged, they don't have a key to the gate, and that really irritates 56-year-old Glenn Turner.
I don't have a car. I don't park in here. You know, you don't want me to use the back gate. I can't go in and out the way I choose to or please to, but I got to pay for it. Why?
According to MCI rules, permanent rent increases are in effect for tenants, even after the entire cost of the renovations is paid off. Glenn Turner is unhappy with that and the quality of the work done.
It's right here underneath the camera. The brick is already cracked. And if you keep looking up, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff that's not correct. There's a lot of areas where there's big spaces where the brickwork was done. There were non-licensed workers doing the job.
Glenn is interrupted by the super of the building.
You know, this is the super. Somebody hear about...
What are you making a video for?
It's for me.
Making a video for you?
It's for me.
What?
It's about me coming in this country.
All right.
Why? It's, I can talk with him, right?
To challenge the work done, tenants ask for help from Woodside on the Move, a community organization. Its leader, Ivan Contreras, has been resolving housing issues for a decade. He also suspects some landlords in the city to employ non-licensed workers to do the improvements while inflating the cost.
You know, people that work on the construction, they're not professionals. They're using their family, actually, to use this kind of work. But they are pricing it like licensed professional workers.
How can you prove that?
Because we see the people that is working in the buildings. So we see that it's not like, you know, professional, like licensed working people that are specialized in this kind of job.
For some residents, such as 34-year-old Sylvia Pedron, Zara is using the improvements to push away the rent-stabilized tenants. The mother of two pays $1,500 for a one-bedroom apartment. If she leaves, Zara will be able to increase the rent at least 20%.
Why do you think they want you to leave?
I asked people that live in the F line that are new, they pay over $1,600.
Yep.
Over $1,600. Some of them even.
Some are paying almost $2,000.
$2,000
for the one bedroom apartment.
Due to the MCIs, the rent has increased by $550 a month for a two-bedroom apartment within 6 years. Glenn has been living here for a decade, but he can't afford to stay anymore and has to move. Unlike him, other tenants are fearful to criticize Zara.
A lot of them were scared of Zara that Zara was going to put them out because they either spoke against them or they didn't like something that they done.
The 81 apartments in the building all used to be rent stabilized. But now, only 33 are left. According to Linda Williams, Zara deliberately chooses new immigrant tenants.
They know who to mess with and who not to mess with. If you notice this building, you can see the type of people that's here, and it's mostly foreigners that don't know their rights. So they get over with them.
To fight Zara, the former legal secretary has become the tenant leader. She petitioned the MCI improvements with DHER, the state agency that approves the renovations after the work is done, to no avail. The MCIs were finally granted.
Why are we paying all of this money in the city and the DHCR and them allowing this to continue? They're not even reading. They're not even reading the pause that the people that we're sending to them, telling them this is the reason why we feel that they shouldn't get them. And I'm too old and too sick right now to try to keep fighting these people. Somebody else has got to take this on.
For some residents, the state agency didn't review if the work was done well or even necessary.
Welcome to the New York State Homes and Community Renewal.
The DHER didn't answer my interview request, but I recorded my conversation when I called the state agency at 2 different times. I asked why all of Zara's requests were approved in Linda's building.
Certain improvements, if it is about time to do it, then they have to do it. And tenants cannot stop it. But if they are doing something illegal or something which doesn't qualify for an increase, we don't give it. If needed, we will send an inspector to check.
Okay, but why for some tenants, DHER is always supporting the landlord?
That's not true. This is a non-partisan agency. Whatever you submit, they would make a decision based on the information. We're not for the owners and we're not for the tenants.
For lawyer David Hershey-Webb, DHER is understaffed and sometimes incompetent. Since 2001, he has been working for one of the few New York City law firms that only represents tenants.
One of the problems with the DHCR is they let the landlords do work without proper permits, without licensed workers. They don't care about that. And it's a big problem. So I don't think they don't do independent investigations unless the tenants push them. I think they should be more proactive, and I think they should be more on the side of the tenants, and I think they should stop more of these MCIs from coming through. Of course, we also need legislation to end the MCIs.
In June 2019, rent laws will be up for renewal and decided in Albany. Tenants have to convince their elected representatives that the MCI be repealed or to make state agencies do a better oversight of the work done.